Yeah, it's compared to like
Jesus. But and that's it for him. WK2 is getting murdered by those frickin' streaks, and he's down.
Yeah, what eyes?
None of which are under 50 tons. So he is severely outmatched.
Oh, they've realised he's there now. They should be able to finish him off. Yep, Frio goes down. Yep, now John McFuzzy goes down. RJF are like, well, we got the win. We don't really need it. We got a full cap. Yep, they're diving him and he's dead.
Down to 59%.
Oh, taking a stranger coming.
No one's coming to help him. This little
Doing Honorwolf doing a fine job.
oh, Draven loses a leg and is down. It's down.
Lost the torso.
This is just a straight up scrum.
Doozle on him. Sinjo in the night gyre. Oh, he's legged and going down.
Biscuit the jab. He is gonna.
Honorwolf getting legged. Just Draven Seabiscuit left. Yeah, Phoenix Legion smartly going for legs. Hard legs on everyone.
There right now. Raven Colt just eats a strike.
Say that's finally.
Unfair with the peach in the back. He did a long drop from the heavens. Oh no! Eric's still alive.
It's 147.
Just knocked him down. Goes down. That's it.
Yep, Admiral Korean Jesus standing there on Gamma. Let him chill. Admiral Korean Jesus knows he's got a knife. Admiral Korean Jesus taking it from both sides. Bowser on one, Stim on the other. He's getting out of there. He's down to 64. He's running around here. He's got Stim chasing him. And down he goes.
From a single strike. Lermgod pushing in now. Dario gets Terminator. Dario finishing him off there. Lermgod finishes off. The Osiris is nearly dead. I think White Ace is the same deal. Yeah, he's there. He stripped him. I think he stripped him, or at least half of him. At least, maybe he's jammed. He must be. Oh, Red goes. Oh, Lizzie just ate a huge strike, and his Hardock and Daenerys are not going to. That shot lost. The Vid's taking a piece of Lizzie there. Lost all his.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Smoke has a grabbing down up and looked at it hell low on where he is.
Super cherry CT and torso and arm. He ain't going down.
Big pack here from Eon. So obviously they know
like
Eon.
that
Oh, Jesus! Can MJ12 put something off here? Furia finishes off Growler. Honorwolf is about to go down. He's down. Yeah, Furia finishes him up as well. Pretty wrecked. One touch on the CT there. I think Dario's been legged though. That's bad. Oh, Data just gets CT 1. Oh, 1, 2. Oh.
Yeah, it's compared to like
Jesus. But and that's it for him. WK2 is getting murdered by those frickin' streaks, and he's down.
Yeah, what eyes?
None of which are under 50 tons. So he is severely outmatched.
Oh, they've realised he's there now. They should be able to finish him off. Yep, Frio goes down. Yep, now John McFuzzy goes down. RJF are like, well, we got the win. We don't really need it. We got a full cap. Yep, they're diving him and he's dead.
Down to 59%.
Oh, taking a stranger coming.
No one's coming to help him. This little
Doing Honorwolf doing a fine job.
oh, Draven loses a leg and is down. It's down.
Lost the torso.
This is just a straight up scrum.
Doozle on him. Sinjo in the night gyre. Oh, he's legged and going down.
Biscuit the jab. He is gonna.
Honorwolf getting legged. Just Draven Seabiscuit left. Yeah, Phoenix Legion smartly going for legs. Hard legs on everyone.
There right now. Raven Colt just eats a strike.
Say that's finally.
Unfair with the peach in the back. He did a long drop from the heavens. Oh no! Eric's still alive.
It's 147.
Just knocked him down. Goes down. That's it.
Admiral Korean Jesus standing there on Gamma. Let him chill. Admiral Korean Jesus knows he's got a nice Admiral Korean Jesus taking it from both sides. Bowser on one, Stim on the other. He's getting out of there. He's down to 64. He's running around here. He's got Stim chasing him. And down he goes.
Percent from a single strike. Lermgod pushing in now. Dario gets Terminator. Dario finishing him off there. Lermgod finishes off. The Osiris is nearly dead. I think White Ace is the same deal. Yeah, he's there. He stripped him. I think he stripped him, or at least half of him. At least, maybe he's jammed. He must be. Oh, Red goes. Oh, Lizzie just ate a huge strike, and his Ardok and Daenerys are not going to. That shot lost. The Vid's taking a piece of Lizzie there. Lost all his.
Hello and welcome to another Trials of Combat Season 2 match. This is going to be Division F. I'm here, Coyote Gaming. I'm here with Shade03. We're both from GNX, an MWO Faction Warfare unit. We're going to be casting today's game for you. Shade, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. All right, Season 2, 5v5 ToC MWO. 31 teams across 6 divisions.
Yes.
And today is 3.14 or Pi versus SPNC, the Mechanized Regulars, Division F.
Yep. And we are taking a look now at the tournament page, and you can see the damage from Week 1 carrying over here into Week 2. How do you think this is going to play out, like over the course of several weeks of gameplay?
Well, it's early in the season, and the teams are just getting their feet underneath them, learning, to fight with one another. Some teams are thrown together from multiple teams. SPNC fought ARSN in round 1, and they took the win, and they're currently in second place. What about 3.14?
Well, as far as I can tell, 3.14 had a rocky start, but that doesn't mean that they're out completely. This is a point-based system for Trials of Combat, so they can definitely make a comeback, depending on whether or not they do really well in the following weeks, or if the other teams kind of slip up. So, I mean, even though they're sitting at 11 at the moment, that doesn't change anything. They can still come back. There's still 6 rounds to go.
They fought toddlers in a mosh pit in the first round. That's toddlers in a mosh pit. All right, anyway, so... All right, a little bit of background information from the teams. I went out and got some intel. Let's talk about 3.14 or Pi. Their leader, Tech4417. This is information from him. They're the lower division of Pi, or P1E. They chose for the tag 3.14 because Crass didn't want 2 Pis in the list, PIES. I don't know who doesn't like pie, or more pie for that matter, right, Coyote?
I like pie. Apple pie is great. So is pumpkin pie.
Who doesn't like pie?
It's almost pumpkin spice season as well, so, I mean, everybody's going to be having a great time.
Their unit formed after the last 5v5 ToC. They're composed of all players from the same unit with 2 comp vets, and the rest are green shirts. Their fun fact is their leader is hated for his pie is a lie decal. That's Tech4417, if you guys didn't catch that.
Pie is a lie.
Pie is a lie. So, okay, I've got some information on SPNC, the Mechanized Regulars. Their leader is Sapper Nick, or he's the guy I was referred to while he was playing Empyrean Galactic Survival last night. They're a mixed team of HHOD members with several vets in the comp scene from last season's ToC and also SPNC. So, both of them together. Their unit is 1 year in the running, and they just celebrated their 1-year anniversary. They have players from all over the joint, including the US, Britain, New Zealand, France, Russia, Australia, Holland, and Canada.
That's Mecha Warrior Online for you. Everybody's from everywhere.
The factor to this team is that they have an open door policy on their Discord and welcome all who want to come and play.
All right. Well, we're just about to, or we have hit match time, so let's go ahead and get over to the lobby and see what these teams are up to.
All right, so the first, this is Skirmish. The 2v2 duel today is Jay's Onion Soup, and it's going to be held in Liao Jungle, 2v2, and the teams are in here, and we're getting ready to go.
All right, let's go ahead and start checking to see if they're locked.
All right, the teams are getting ready to go. Team 1's getting prepared to lock. They have 5 minutes to make their choices. It looks like they're already ready to go. Team 1 is locked. And Team 2 is locked and ready to go, and we're going to launch. Now, Liao Jungle's a little bit hot, so you got to watch your heat. The onion soup that we're going to be dealing with here, what is this, 2 Orions, Coyote?
Yeah, you have the Orion 2C and the regular IS Orion. Any variant goes, so, I mean, it's really just a matter of, what kind of onion you want to have in your soup. You're going to see a lot of brawl loadouts. You might even see, the possibility of some actually, really interesting loadouts on the Orion 2C, I would suspect.
I've seen a couple of people run long range, but I've seen multiple slag fests here where they, people get in each other's faces. So let's see how these two teams play. Now, there's a little bit of terrain here, so you kind of have to watch your positioning as you're getting into range of the enemy, depending on your loadout. And here they go.
So we have Hunter Shock with his Onion 2C. It's got an LB20 and 4 SRM6. Pretty standard brawl build. And then you have Nadezi with AC20 and SRM6. They're going straight for the brawl. What is the other team doing? Phantom Ogres and XL.
Grungy has 6s and an LB20. And Minister has 20 and 6s.
So we see some early engagement here. The Orion 2C is using that extra range on the SRMs to, kind of engage from a distance. Grungy One's just moving straight in. This is he's giving up his back, but so is the Onion 2C.
Getting right on top of each other. The Grungy One is getting 2v2'd. And Hunter, Shock, and Nadezi have switched targets to Minister. Has Grungy lost his weapons?
It's possible. He's not looking very good right now. He's completely broke. Oh, a strike on the field. I don't know which team dropped it, but it could be the Reds.
And Minister goes down.
Grungy One has no weapons. Spinach is going to take the 2v2, which is going to give them the ability to choose sides in the following matchup. So we'll see what happens.
So Team 1, SPNC takes that one.
Tell us about the damage there.
Hold on. I've got to publish my stats. I'm trying to publish my stats. All right, I did it. And I had my volume turned up massively loud, so the explosions were like blasting out my eardrums. But it was a typical slugfest with the onions, and both sides had really close range weaponry. Hold on, oops. I don't have the damage screen because I clicked it off really quick.
That's all right. I'll bring it up just a second. But what we saw initially was Nadezi did 594 damage. He got both kills. And Hunter Shock had 2 assists there with 315 damage as well, help him out.
Okay, I'm turning down my volume settings.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, much better. Okay, so SPNC takes that one. So they get to choose their side. And then we will go back and forth as we come across. We're going to pull in all the other pilots. And SPNC did a good job utilizing focus fire on one of the mechs, and they stripped him. And then they turned their attention to the other guy. Now, someone dropped the strike in there, and that's really dangerous, depending on which side you were on. Actually, for both sides, like if you start, introducing artillery damage in there, anything can happen. You can knock out friendly weaponry as well as enemy weaponry. Okay, so Ghostwalker, let's see, who's this? This is SPNC has chose Team 2, so I'm going to switch them around. Okay, very good. And the first map we're going to go to is HPG. I'm going to flip it to Conquest, HPG Manifold. All right.
All right. Well, I got my stats capture working. So we had very little team damage. That wasn't like a really like a strike in the middle of the scrum right there. We had 2 components destroyed by Minister and 6 components destroyed by Nezdini during that match. I'm going to go ahead and cut over to the map strat, and we can start talking about what's going on. It looks like Spinach is going to be taking Team 2 as well.
Very good. So for the first drop on HPG Manifold, drop 1 is 3 lights, 1 medium, and 1 heavy with no lock-on weaponry.
That's right.
And, all right, let's take a look. Tactics Planner. And let me make this big. All right, very good.
So the cap's theta, but initially what I expect to see from both these teams is a large spawn in Charlie and a large spawn in Bravo. And for them to just like go at each other since the spawns are just so close together. But we could see something different, you know, it all depends. It could turn into a fight in the basement as usual.
I've seen the default here for most of the teams is to run into the basement, who can get there first, who can either start the cap and or set up before the other team can get down there. But I've also seen some teams run directly at each other from the Bravo Team 1 spawn and the Charlie Team 2 spawn and duke it out a little bit in Echo 6. In fact, I was in one drop where they caught a couple of the guys as they were trying to get into the basement from behind, and it turned into a really bad mess.
Yeah. If you can get the corners in the basement, it can definitely give you a bit of an advantage as well.
One of the other things too is that when you get in that basement, it's super dark. So either you can use night vision or you can use heat vision. It helps you a little bit. All right, so Team 1 is locked. Team 2, we're waiting on them to get set. Team 1 has chosen Bravo and Alpha as their starting points. Bravo, yes, that's the closest to the theta point.
There's a possibility of a cash me outside strategy, so we'll see exactly what they decide to do. If they rush each other outside, I'm going to be really impressed, you know, and especially for the aggressing team.
Yeah, that can be a lot of fun. So if you set up your guys so that you're super fast, you can catch them in, like we said, Echo 6, before the person who's starting in Alpha from both teams can even make a difference in the fight. Okay, Team 2 looks like they're getting ready. And Team 2 is locked. Okay, and here we go. We're going to drop into HPG.
All right, here we go.
I remember the days of yore when people would set up people on the wall with long-range weaponry on this one and poke a little bit, but...
Oh, that's another thing that's really interesting as well. Is Team 1 actually has roof access without jump jets in the Echo 6 grid. So maybe we'll see some kind of wall stuff. Maybe. I'd be really surprised if we did.
Thing is, though, is if you get up there and they get in the basement, it's kind of pointless. So you got to modify your weaponry accordingly. All right, so just waiting here for this stuff to come in. Hopefully my settings aren't going to blast out my eardrums. And I've turned down the Wi-Fi aggro, and the kids are on the iPad Haze, so we're getting ready to go here.
All right.
The temperature of this map's a little cool. You've got to always watch your heat, fire your cool shots, and alpha, alpha, alpha.
Yep. I haven't really had any problem with heat-based, problems with weaponry on this map. But I mean, you can get into those scenarios where you have to fire everything and continue to do so. So you could blow up here.
Oftentimes, if they get right on top of one another and the fight starts and it turns into a mix master, the fight could be over like within 2 minutes, depending on how well everybody shoots. What's happening? Oh, some of the players might be having some trouble getting connected, but there we go. They're all getting back.
Are they moving now? I've been waiting for these dropships to go.
Yeah, I think there was a connection issue.
Okay. Here they go. All right, so I'm going to be looking at SPNC. They're landing right now. You have Hunter Shock and a Javelin 10N, Darkfire and a Commando 2D, Darth Vapor and a Vapor Eagle A, and the Destiny and an Onion VA. Additionally, we have Ghostwalker and a Missing Street. Oh, they have a hold.
You were calling the hold. Yes.
All right.
Not sure exactly what's going on.
Okay, so they have until the 8-minute mark for them to reconnect. Otherwise, it's going to turn out to be a redrop. So let's wait and see. Both teams are holding. Yeah, let's go ahead and just go over their builds while we wait for that reconnect real quick.
Okay. Pi, or 3.14, is listed as Phantom, Ogres, and Exile. They're on the left side here. And they've got a... Oh, hang on. Nope, still more communication. Okay, they go Wolfhound Grinner, Kit Fox, Quick Draw, Urban Mech, DV. What is that? Is that a dervish? It's a dervish. It's a dervish. All right, someone's loading back in. That's a lot of close brawl stuff there.
Yeah, I was seeing similar from the mechanized regulators on the other side, Spinach. A lot of like similar brawl, so we'll see exactly what happens.
Got the reconnect issues. Both teams are holding like they're supposed to. No one's in place.
30 seconds. Will this guy reconnect?
They're shooting each other
That's
on
not
their
good.
own team. It's 8:21. We got 20 seconds. We'll just have to check the stats after the fight to check on the team friendly fire to see if that was even significant. And we're at the 8-minute mark now. Okay, we're going to have to redrop this one. And we're telling them to self-terminate. All right, so that happens sometimes. You know, you got all these different people from around the planet, people with computers that are ancient with gathering dust on their top, and people with lousy connections. So all these factors come into play when you're trying to get connected. All right, so they're now destroying each other, destroying one another, running a cap so that it will automatically click over, and we will have to get the redrop going here. Phantom Ogres and Exile doesn't seem very good at killing each other. Overheating is an option too, guys.
Yeah, you can turn on your override. That's just fine. You know, it's not a big deal.
Will provide us huge tactical benefits.
All right.
All right, let's go straight back to lobby. Don't publish stats or anything, and we'll go ahead
Yeah.
and get these guys into another drop. So if there's two disconnects from the same team, that's a forfeit for that drop. So hopefully they can either sub that person out, or hopefully they can reconnect.
Yes. Oh, it was Wolfane from Pi who was having a little bit of trouble there. All right. Let's ask them if they want to reconnect or they want to sub, or what do they want to do? Oh, yes. Kick them.
Can you kick Wolvie?
All right. No worries. All right, so we're going to get back into this game where there's kind of a rush you get from sitting on top of a reactor several stories high. You know, I thought about that the other day too, is the reactors in these things, when they go, well, in the general game or whatever, doesn't it destroy half a city block?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. You know, that's one of the things that I always missed from MechWarrior Living Legends is the giant explosions whenever you court a mech in that game. If they brought that over to MWO, oh, wow, I'd be so impressed.
Are both teams locked here? Minister, Team 1 is locked. Team 2 is locked. Okay, here we go again. We're dropping.
Try it again.
But yeah, in MechWarrior 4 too, there was a tactic. You rush the enemy when all your weapons are gone, and you detonate and you take them out. I miss those days. You know, in MechWarrior 2, there was even a map that had a nuclear reactor that you could blow up, and it would explode. And if you weren't out of the range, you would die. Those were the golden years. All right, so now here we come back. We're coming back to MechWarrior Online. HPG first drop. And we're just waiting for the dropships to come in. Hopefully nobody will have to disconnect issues in this one.
We will see.
So that was Pi who had the trouble. So if Pi has the trouble again, what happens?
They have to forfeit the match. Not the whole match, but just this one. So that we would move on to the next map. And the opposing team that didn't have connection issues would get max points.
That we need to see some fighting. That's what I came here for.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it looks like he's connecting in. I only know that because the team is cheering. All right, so here come the dropships.
Mechanized Regulators is landing. We have Darkfire 980 and a Commando 2D.
Coming in.
We have Nesdany and the Onion VA, Hunter Shark and the Javelin 10N, and Darth Vapor and a Vapor Eagle A. And they're heading towards the middle. What do you have for Phantom Ogre?
Pi has pretty much taken the same stuff. The Dervish, Kit Fox, Wolfhound, Quick Draw, and Urban Neck, and they're moving towards Theta. Both teams are moving towards Theta. It looks like the Mechanized Regulars are going to get there first. And the Mechanized Regulars have moved a Commando in and taken over Theta, and they're capping. And now they're starting to gather tickets. The Pi guys outside are setting up, and it looks like they're going to push.
Yes, it looks like that. The only concerning thing is here that Spinach doesn't have all their teammates in the basement yet. Okay, now here they come. Okay.
All right, they're getting set up. We're getting a little bit of trading fire back and forth across the door. And the Pi guys are outside, and they're trading at a little bit of angles, and it looks like they're going around. Up and over. They're heading up to the top ramp here. About this time is when seismic really comes into play.
Yeah, I was just going to say that as well. They should definitely be picking this up on seismic. Not to mention all the UAVs that they have sprinkled around. It's no secret what the Phantom Ogres and Exiles is doing right now. Spinach knows.
The Mechanized Regulars have gotten some with Spinach. Spinach, I'll call him Spinach. Spinach is down there. They got set up. They've set up angles on each door. And they're just waiting, and the Pi guys are up top.
Yeah, we got about 45 tickets on the clock right now for Spinach. And it looks like Pi is making a move.
They're coming around the other side, coming in the other door. The Spinach guys are resetting up a little bit. They've altered their positions a little bit. I think they know where they're coming from. Here we go. They're going in. A strike is dropped right near the door. We're coming in. A lot of close range fire. They're getting a couple of backs on the Pi guy.
The Mislinks and the Orion here are isolated from the rest of the team, but hopefully the rest of the Spinach guys will come in from behind and get these backs.
The Pi guys are concentrating a lot of fire on the enemy heavy, and the enemy heavy goes down. Each side has lost one mech. The Urbi mech from the Phantom Ogres in Exile went down. It's back and forth right on top of each other.
Yep, Spinach is going for legs as well, at least what I can tell from the Mislinks here fighting the Kit Fox. Darth Vapor's Vapor Eagle is not looking very good. He's just getting his back torn out. And Minister Kit Fox goes down from the Mislinks G. Darth Vapor goes down as well.
This is anybody's fight.
It really is. We're 3 versus 3 right now. Lowest mech on the field is the Mislinks G. All he's got to do is peel off on this fight and come back in, and he can stay alive.
A couple of shutdowns. Another Wolfbane goes down on the Phantom Ogre side. It's 3v2. The Mechanized Regulars, the Mislinks is hurt really bad. The other people's percentages are around the same thing. You got to watch your heat, and it's focus fire right about now.
That Wolfhound shut down. That wasn't good. Oh, and the Mystics goes down. But that doesn't really change anything because Spinach still has 96% and 78% for the two mechs, whereas Pi is almost dead.
Shock's using his jump jets really well. Oh my goodness, they're just like splat. It's just Splatfest.
It's terrible. The humanity.
Oh, and the focus fire, they're focusing on the Javelin. Oh, and the grungy one shuts down and the Dervish. Oh, the Javelin goes down. Grungy one's down to 39%. The Commando's doing a really good job.
The Dervish is an SRM build, and I think he's out of ammo. So I think it's just going to come down to Morbid Chancellor versus Darkfire at the moment.
Versus the Commando. Yeah, I think you're... Oh, no! The Dervish spotted out a couple more.
Yeah, Pi still hasn't taken the cap, and now they're trying to, but the Commando 2D is denying that cap. You know, he understands his role. He's making sure they don't get any tickets.
Oh no, the Commando's leg!
Commando's leg. That is a good... Oh, Grungy does have ammo. You just shot him, but he goes down.
Grungy goes down in the Dervish. Commando versus Wolfhound. Both about the same percentage as Commando leg. I can't watch! Oh my goodness, the Wolfhound takes it! And the Commando goes down. And Phantom Ogres in exile, Pi takes the round.
Well, they still have to cap all their points. And there's 5 minutes left, though, so, I mean, Phantom Ogres in exile has 0 tickets to 160. Can he move fast enough to cap the rest of these points? I think he's lagged, isn't he?
I didn't even see that. I think he is lagged.
No, he's not. He's not. He can definitely do this, but he needs to go right now. He needs to go right now.
There he goes. I thought he was lagged.
Just look at all these bodies here on the base, man. This is just like pure carnage, man. Initially, you had the Orion VA from Spinach go down, and then the Urban Mech K9 went down as well from the Pi, and then it was just pure carnage around the cap.
Somebody get a broom.
Yeah, right.
All right, and here comes the Wolfhound. He's going to come out and he's going to cap Epsilon, it looks like. He's up to 18 tickets. They got 4 minutes left. I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to do it here.
Absolutely. 4 minutes left. He should be able to do this. He just needs a 3 cap, but he needs to get it quickly. This is where cap assist nodes on your mech definitely come into play.
What a mess. That was a pretty bad scrum down there in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see, there was a lot of, the focus fire from the mechanized regulars was doing very well from my vantage point. People were trying to get back, so I saw a few shutdowns. But all in all, everybody I think did a pretty good job there. I mean, like these teams seem pretty well matched.
So if you look at the kills right now, just from the Pi side, the Wolfhound Grinner actually had 2 kills, right? And then Wolvane had 1 kill with his quick draw. So we're missing a kill, or actually missing 2 kills. So that means that they probably died to ammo explosions or overheats, right?
Oh no.
Yeah. So Spinach really needs to, be very careful about the override on, at least until they're used to it.
Oh no. Yeah, we're gonna have to. Well, I don't know if we can check those stats afterwards. I guess they're gonna have to get the leaders on each team to yell at their respective pilots.
Yep.
All right, 2 minutes 42 seconds left on the clock. 119 tickets on the Phantom Ogres in exile or Pi ticking. 160 on the other side. Yeah, I think it's going to go to Phantom Ogres in exile or Pi.
Most likely.
Good fight.
Absolutely. It was a lot of fun to watch.
Damn Commando just doesn't die. He did, you notice he didn't die till he lost his lag shields. Oh, there we go. All right. So okay, I'm going to get to the damage screen this time. Publish stats. Now, wait a minute.
So we have the grungy one in the dervish. He did 674 damage, 8 components destroyed. So that SRM dervish that he was rocking actually did quite a bit on the field as well. You know, he did hit his teammates quite a bit. 35 team damage, maybe 1 accidental alpha. But I mean, look at Morbid Chancellor, Wolfhound Grinner, 2 kills, 3 assists, 1 KMDD, and 5 components destroyed. Right? He had 13 team damage, but he's the last one alive. And honorable mentions from the spinach side of the house, we have Hunter Shock, and the Javelin 10N, delivering a whopping 555 damage, 2 kills, 2 assists, 2 KMDDs, 5 components destroyed, and 1 team damage. So very target focused. Wasn't firing unless he had a shot, and you know, just surviving in that basement, along with the Darkfire's Commando, which was the last mech on the field. Almost had the match for Spinach if he would have been able to take out the Wolfhound Grinner, but if you don't continue to move around that Wolfhound, he's gonna slice you down and take you piece by piece.
Yeah, Wolfhound has got the pinpoint, and when you know the Wolfhound's seems to be one of the default mechs, like when you're in these light drops, because it's so powerful, it's so tanky. It's just they are very hard to kill.
Yep. So let's go ahead and swap the teams here, get the next map on the lobby, and then we'll talk about what just happened on HPG.
All right, next map's going to be Force Colony Classic. No, that's not right. It's Terra Therma, and Theta is the cat. So let me flip that. All right, teams are switched. Terra Therma. All right, looking at the strat map.
So you had Team 2 initially shoot for the basement. They just, took Theta, got the tickets. And then you had Team 1, which was Spinach, I believe, right?
Team 1 was Pi.
Team 1 was Pi? Okay, they went up, they poked into this doorway here for a second, but then they backed away, took the top of Theta. They got picked up by UAVs, possibly seismic. Then they moved to this side, and I think it was about 50 tickets in, they started the engagement on the basement where they caught the Orion and I think it was the Mistlinks in the corner, in the Echo 4 corner.
Yeah, and it just turned into one of these.
Exactly.
Down in the basement.
Yeah.
But that's okay, because that always happens, especially when you get in close quarters. And, sometimes speed is a factor down there, but oftentimes when you get mechs right on top of one another and you start running into each other, it screws up your speed, and speed doesn't play as much of a role. It depends on the pilot. It depends what you do relative to running through the scrum or running around the margins of the scrum. Okay, we're getting ready for Terra Therma now. Team 1 is locked. Team 2 has 5 minutes to make their choices and get ready. The makeup for drop 2 or drop 3, this drop, let's just say, 2 lights and 3 heavies on this one is what we're going to do. Now it's Terra Therma. It's super hot. I've seen lots of teams go in here and use flamers. Flamers can be a good tactic if you can get in close enough.
Yeah. As the scores stand right now, you have Phantom Ogres in Exile with 10 points total. And then you have Mechanized Regulators with 6. Let's take a look at the map strat one more time while Team 2 is getting locked. Just talk about Terra Therma for a minute.
All right, Terra Therma's up. Let me clean it. There, it's clean. All right, so the fighting is going to happen at Theta, the Theta point. And many of the teams either choose for Team 1, Alpha for Team 2, so they can get the closest. Seen a lot of teams just drive right in.
So I know it's Division F, but do you think they were going to see a JGX catapult up in the Fox 6 hole, launching lurms from the very top?
I don't know. It depends how much these guys have been paying attention to this map and watching other teams on streams to see to develop some type of a strategy that'll be useful. I've also seen people run Brawl on this map. I mean, it depends which side you come from. It depends on how comfortable you are with each type of weaponry. All right, I'm a little turned around here relative to the map. Oh, I got it. Okay, here's the G8 corridor. So, a lot of teams will run down here, and you got this corridor down through G7. Whoops, did I draw it too far? I think I drew it too far. I did. There's a
That's
corridor here that people often use a lot to cover theta, get in close with their weaponry, and they can also go around G8. I've seen a couple of people run up through here to provide angles towards the other side. Oops, the other side's locked.
So
And
all right, off we go into the next match.
you want to launch it?
Yep.
All right. Oh, nope, they've unlocked. Hold on, they made a mistake. I can still talk. All right, so Team 2, Team 2, oftentimes they'll come around right around here to G6 and set up some long-range fire, and you can get some long-range fire over here depending on what kind of angle you want to get on theta. And looks like the teams are ready to go, so let's see what happens. I'm going to launch. Dropping into Terra Therma, Division F.
Yeah, the Golf 8, Fox 8 opening towards theta has a lot of good terrain for poking and setting your mechs up moderately high, where you can kind of get your guns over around the corner towards Golf 6. So I mean, it's not without its merits to push through that Fox 8, Golf 8 area.
Flying over Mordor here.
Yeah, it's a fire planet. A terrible fire planet. Why would anybody go here?
We're just waiting for the dropships to come in. Hopefully we won't have any more disconnects. Now, overheats may run rampant in this last one. Did we ever find out how many overheated last time?
No.
That's okay.
But I'm guessing it was 2.
Maybe we'll get some stats from the leaders at the end. All right. I don't know. I have a lot of fond memories of this this map fighting over the volcano crater. That used to be a lot of fun. But then PGI.
Yeah.
All right. Where are those dropships?
I'm hoping we're not looking at another disconnect situation. Oh, looks like we're moving. Okay.
Here we go.
All right. I'm looking at Phantom Ogres and Exile Pi. We have Tech 4417 and Commando 1D, Wolvane and a Jenner Oxide, the Grungy one in a Sunspider C and a Nightjar H for Minister, Rifleman 2C for Kirby the Foul. What do you have for the other side?
All right, Mechanized Regulars, a Hunter Shock and a Night Gear, Ghostwalker and a Warhammer 6R, Darkfire and a Commando, Darth Vapor in a Rifleman 2C, and Nez Denny in an Irby. All right, so here we go.
Commando's got SRM4, SRM6 for Darkfire. The Urban Mech K9 has 5 medium pulse. The Warhammer 6R has 4 medium lasers, 2 LB10s, and 1 SRM6. The Nightjar B for Hunter Shock has 1 Ultra AC2 and 5 Ultra Clan ACTs.
All right, so the light guys are all converging on theta right now, and the Mechanized Regulars have placed a guy on there. They're trying to gain the cap.
Darkfire's Commando 2D got there first. We'll see exactly what happens. Maybe Pi will drop a strike on him. Urban Mech K9's coming up a little bit late.
There's a strike on theta.
Oh, yeah.
The Commando was able to get out and didn't take any damage. The Phantom Ogres in Exile were looking there. They decided not to go in. Sometimes that's smart because you can get caught, and if it turns into a scrum, you got to worry about who's going to get their back up there first. And we're getting a little bit of trading here between the little guys up high. The Commando's trading with the Yerby.
So the Sun Spider for Pi is a Splat Spider with 6 SRM6. So we'll see what happens if he can get close enough.
Pi is coming around the side here. They're trying to set up they've got a little bit of long range in the back there with their Rifleman 2C and their Night Gear. And we're getting a little bit of AC2 fire trading across.
So this is the thing about this Golf 8, Fox 8 position. Once you have all your mechs in there, it makes it increasingly difficult to retake the cap for the opposite side.
The Pi lights are being very aggressive up there. They're even getting right in close to the enemy mechs and giving them a little bit of short range stuff. Wow, look at that Sun Spider. You really don't want to come around the corner and run into that guy. Oh, and Nesden, up there. He's trading a little bit and he's back down. Everybody's just scratching paint right now. Darth Vapor's taking a little bit of... the range guys are really trading a little bit. And he's shooting across. Darth Vapor's using medium ER meads. That's interesting. Hunter Shock's taking a lot of damage up there in that night gear. The Pi guys are doing a good job across the way with their long range fire. Oh, now we got some small guys in the back around here.
Yep, this is what you got to watch out for. This is why your lights need to screen that Gulf 8 position. Because once the lights come around the back, this is a terrible thing for...
We're getting a pinch!
Spinach is going to be in trouble here. They might lose their rifleman.
These regulars are caught in a little bit of a squish there. They're getting pinched from both sides. The lights came in around the back. And now the heavies are pushing in the front. Here comes that Sun Spider. Oh, and he's doing a lot of damage up close range. The mechanized regulars are pushing back.
Sun Spider goes down.
Theta is controlled by the enemy.
Pi is taking the cap. 80 tickets from Spinach initially. We'll see how long Pi can hold on to it.
Mech overheats. The commando chases the Jenner away.
Based on these percentages for Spinach, they have 2 mechs in the fight, even though they have 4, because the percentages are so low for each individual pilot at this moment.
Goes down.
Pi secures 2 kills. Darth Vapor and Ghostwalker right there.
Yeah, those mechs were very damaged.
Pi's realizing their advantage. They're moving in, but they're ignoring this commando and leaving the rifleman to contend with it. Oh, now they're working together.
Okay, mechanized regulars have a night gear and a commando still up. They're doing their best.
Hunter Shot goes down. Commando 1D secures the kill. Spinach only has 1 mech left in the fight. The Commando 2D.
Just down.
The immortal Commando 2D. Can it be killed?
Stopwatch.
Oh, they killed each other!
No friendly fire. Oh, and Phantom Ogres and Exiles able to take out the mechanized regulars in that corridor and take the cap.
They got 5 minutes left. They definitely have this one for sure. So good on them. You know, they basically trapped Spinach within the Gulf 8 Fox 8 pass, hit him with strikes, did hit and runs, and then eventually flanked on the backside. You know, basically causing their entire team to fold in on itself.
Very well played. That was a classic pinch, and it worked very well. Like when the lights did get in there and they created a lot of havoc, they got a lot of guns turned on them, and then the Phantom Ogres and Exile were able to push up their Overwatch and heavy mechs, including that Sun Spider with a lot of splat on it, just to get within range and just utilize their weapons to maximum efficiency. That was very well played. And then we got these guys running. I only saw 1 overheat, so we're getting better.
Well, that's good news. Those overheats were killing them on the last match.
Yeah, well, you know, on this map, I mean, it's almost, you got to really watch your heat. All right, let me publish the stats. All right, got the stats down.
All right. What do you see for the damage for these teams? Do you see anything interesting?
Let me get to the screen. And there we go. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, on the Pi side, oh, wow, look, that Rifleman 2C on the Pi side, driven by Kirby the Fog, got 631. That's a lot of damage. And he got 2 kills. On the SPNC side, what do we got? The Spinach side, Hunter Shock and his night gear churned out 373 damage for long range there. That's pretty good. And we got 1 kill from Ghostwalker.
I thought the Sun Spider went down without really doing anything, but when it pushed in, it actually did 450 damage with its SRM6s. So good on him pushing with the light distraction from the back, because even though it seemed like he was pushing in and just dying, he was actually delivering quite a bit of damage. He didn't get any Komodos destroyed, but he definitely opened them up.
It was well timed to their front and back push there.
Yeah. All right. Let me go ahead and bring the map strat up for Terra Therma. We can do a brief talk about that, and then we'll do the next map.
So Team 2. Oof.
I'll swap sides for these guys and get the map real quick.
It was confusing. All right, yeah, can you talk about the strat? Oh, you have swap side?
I can't swap anything. You have to do it.
All right, swap them. All right, so Team 1, Team 2. We got a couple of guys coming up to Theta here. from Team 2. They set up. We're providing some long range.
Shade. You got to swap the sides and change the.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm sorry. The more things you give me to do, the more I can screw up.
You're doing just fine.
SPNC is on the bottom.
Yeah, so as Shade said, initially, yes, the Team 2 came up towards Theta. They had 2 lights in the Gulf 6 area, and the Team 1 had sent both their lights, but they had a difference in speed. They had an urban mech and a commando. The urban mech was kind of lagging behind. Initially, they did get the cap, but in this scenario where there was only 1 light on Theta, the Team 2 side could have easily gotten in there, maybe taken a leg, and then retreated. So, good on them for the initial light aggression on getting Theta for Team 1, even though the urban mech was pretty far behind. Just a difference in speed. Let's see here. Next map is Alpine Peaks.
Oh, the Alpine.
When the engagement happened near Theta, you had all of Team 1's mechs inside the Fox 8 Golf 8 pass, and they were basically just kind of trapped, like they're eating strikes. They had the cap, but they needed to, kind of maybe spread out a couple of mechs to maybe Fox 7. It was just so overcrowded in this area that it kind of cost them a lot of damage, especially when Team 2 was able to take their lights, come around the back of Golf 8 over the bridge and do a flanking maneuver, whereas the Sun Spider with Splat pushed straight in and basically put the nail on the coffin for a few of them. He didn't get all the kills, but he did increase the damage quite a bit.
Yeah, you put eyes in the back of your head when you're on that Golf 8 corridor, because, like if they can get a guy around, it turns into a real bad situation, especially even if he's just poking at you, because like you have to split your attention, do chameleon eyes, one eyeball going one way, the other eyeball going the other way.
Yeah. They basically just, they boxed him in, they squeezed him, and then they, just went for the kill after, the flanking maneuver occurred. Let's go ahead and start talking about Alpine.
All right, Alpine map. All right, Alpine map's over Gamma. And I like the fact that they've moved it to Gamma. It opens up a little bit more than, the other places on this map. But weren't we fighting over Epsilon last time? Or was that SPNC? No, that was SPNC.
I can't remember that far back. No, but Gamma Cap is good. It just, when you're like one of the mediums on this map, because I think it's a 3 medium 2 assault drop, you kind of feel like you're trapped in a fishbowl because there's just so much high ground surrounding the Gamma Cap that, you kind of feel like you're going to get killed at any moment.
Right, and, trying to take the cap and you get all that. If it comes down to getting your overwatch in position. If you can get your overwatch in position quickly, you can deny cap and or trade and or hurt the guy who's trying to get cap from the contralateral side. Now, if the small guys are quick and they both get there at the same time, it turns into a little slugfest before whoever can get their other guns behind them to give them support as to who gets the cap and who gets to keep it.
Yeah.
All right, so we got drop 3 here. This is 3 mediums and 2 assaults on this one. Okay, and
Team 1's locked. Let's get Team 2 locked.
Everybody ready to go? No, yes? Check 4417.
No. Team 2 needs 5 minutes. Yeah, so
too many.
From the Team 2 side, they definitely have the advantage of taking the Hotel 11, Hotel 12 hill, which basically gives you like Overwatch of Gamma, lets you engage the Fox 10, Fox 9 area, which is routinely used by Team 1. There's also the option as well for Team 2, though, to go through the goat path in I-10 and just push straight down the gut and either use the hill in Golf 9 to engage or come around Golf 8. If you go too early, though, you could end up getting killed because it's kind of a bad position to push.
There's fun on both sides on this map. Like, the H12 area, you can get set up in that spot. It's a lot of fun. And, if the other team chooses trade, it just comes down to who can shoot the straightest and the best at distance. But the Hotel 10 spot from the Team 2 side is very powerful if you can get mechs into position that can overwatch Gamma. And if you have that cap, it makes it very hard for the team to take it back. We're still waiting on Team 2 to lock.
I'm going to go ahead and bring up the scores while they're... Oh, they are locked, but I'll hit the scores anyways. Go ahead and launch it.
All right, we're going in. From the Team 1 side, like you said, you set up that one bar area where you trade across the Gamma.
So does this sound right to you? Pi has 20 points and Mechanized Regulators has 8. Is that sound correct? Because they had 2 wins back-to-back. They won HPG and they won Terra Therma with 5 kills, right?
Seems like everybody's killed everybody in this thing.
I know, but yeah, Phantom Ogres in Exile is leading with 20 points, and there's only 3 more matchups coming up, including Alpine Peaks, which we're heading over to right now.
Still, it can go either way. Still, I mean, like we're only in the second, or we're only in the third rep. This is the halfway point, kind of, sort of. Anyway, math is hard.
Yes.
Right. All right, we're coming in. I'll take Mechanized.
Go ahead.
All right.
Coming in.
Mechanized, Ned Hezzy, a Direwolf Prime. Wow. Mark 2B for Ghostwalker, a Beagle A for Darth Vapor, a Kintaro 18 for the Darkfire, and a Huntsman for Hunter Shock. What do you got over there?
So Phantom Ogres in Exile, Pi, they have a Corsair 7A, Kirby the Foul, Minister has a Mad Cat 2B, Morbid Chancellor and a Wolverine Quarantine, the Grungy one and a Dervish 7D, and we have a Vapor Eagle RI. What's that hero variant?
The Vapor Eagle? I've never even seen anybody pilot that thing.
The Rival. It has he has 2 PPCs on it as well.
Oh, that's all right. I guess we'll see what he can do with it. Oh, look at this! What's going on here? The Huntsman is trying to scale Mount Everest.
Oh, he's going up there.
Yeah, look at the jets on that thing. Oh my god!
What I gotta check his loadout. What's the point of going up here? You know.
Sure, he's dead a little bit into the.
He's having some trouble climbing the hill there. He's got ATMs. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get up there with the ATMs.
If you can get an ATM mech in a good spot, you can just do some serious damage. Oh, and here comes Pi. They're coming up to Try Hard Hill.
Nesdany has the 8 AC2 Direwolf Prime, which is actually an ultraviolet built around the Direwolf Prime, so it has extra CT armor. That thing is extremely deadly.
I don't think Hunter Shock even sees these guys over here. I think they know. Pi, I think knows they're there. Oh, it's going to be a fight on Try Hard Hill. Look at this. The groups are converging.
This is insane. They're just ready to kill these guys. They're walking right into it. Hey, guys, the cap is Gamma. What are you doing?
I think both had plans. Both people had plans, and neither survived first contact. So we're good. We're getting a lot of trading back and forth here, and people are skirting the mountain. Everybody's trying to get into position here. Pi still has a guy way over across. What's he doing? He's coming down. He's coming down to support. I think they were setting up for long range there.
Pi had the jump on these guys, but Spinach just got their Direwolf Prime into position, and it's focusing the Mad Cat 2B right now. He's kind of missing his shots, but once he starts to hit, it's going to change things.
Phantom Ogres in Exile is they're all out in the open. It almost looks like a power position, but not on purpose.
They had optimal positioning, and then they backed off. They needed to capitalize on that ability to jump that. Where'd that Huntsman go?
Even though they're out in the open, they haven't really taken very much damage. They got a little bit of scratch damage. The only one's hurt is the Mark 2B a little bit. And they're giving as good as they're getting. Look at the damage on the Mechanized Regulars. They're down a little bit more in percentiles, even though they're at the top and they have advantage of high position. So now the Phantom Ogres in Exile have set up position down low, and we're getting a little bits of trade with our AC2s and long-range fire across. And boy, that Direwolf Prime's taking some damage there. He's trading with at least 2 guys. Oh, and Mechanized Regulars are getting some guys up high on the peak up here. That Huntsman is getting his ATMs in play.
This Mad Cat 2B for Pi needs to stop poking. I mean, he's the lowest percentage mech on the field. followed by the dire prime.
Ghostwalker's pushing forward in the Mark IIB. What's he doing? He's going and he gets a kill. Oh, Hunter Shot gets a kill. Ghostwalker gets a kill. Very aggressive from that Mark IIB.
Ghostwalker's back is turned though, and he's overheated. He's about to go down as well.
I think I saw a kitchen sink bounce past Ghostwalker.
Ghostwalker still has his right arm though, so he definitely has weapons. And he goes down.
Paper's coming in. Paper's coming in to support. What a push! I didn't even expect that.
Spinach is missing one of its mechs right now. One of them left for the cap. I think it was the Kintaro. He's not where to be. He's not even close to these guys. He needs to be with his team.
ATMs. Those ATMs are factoring. Look at this. He's raining. He did lots of damage there. I want to see the numbers at the end.
Yeah, he's still able to get around on the map. He's doing well. Nesody of the Direwolf Prime just cores out the Wolverine quarantine, so he's gone. We have the Dervish and the Vapor Eagle A fighting, but the Dervish is getting hit by these ATMs because Darth Vapor's holding lock.
And mechanized regulars are bringing down some ATMs and direct fire, and the Phantom Ogres in exile.
Mechanized regulators was able to take their Kintaro 18 and send it for the cap in the middle of this fight because they just knew they had it. Like I mean, I was detecting like high levels of confidence right there, and it's probably because their ATM boat was just. Oh my god, 813.
But I love the move. That Mark IIB got super aggressive and just ran straight at the enemy. I thought, oh no, he's going to die. But he put some serious hurt. And then, his teammates they were right there and they pushed in to follow up. The Pi guys, I mean, they were concentrating fire. There was no random fire. They were all shooting at him. But he did a really good job and got in there. All right, team stats, let's take a look. And from the SPNC, the Spinach side, we got that Huntsman, that ATM. Oh my God, 813 damage with 3 kills. Direwolf Prime, 734 damage. My goodness. Even that Mark IIB who ran straight at the enemy did 505 damage. Wow.
Yeah, some large damage numbers here. There's a little bit of team damage for the Wolverine quarantine, but it was only 25. Components destroyed. Hunter Shock in that Huntsman with the ATMs, 9. 9 components destroyed. He was tearing mechs apart.
See the other side, my screen flipped. I couldn't see Pi. What were the Pi damages?
Pi damage, we had 518 for the Corsair 7A. Dervish 70 with 482. Minister and the Mad Cat 2B with 428. Vapor Eagle Rival with 230. Morbid Chancellor and the Wolverine Quarantine with 96. Or 225. So they had good damage. They just didn't have kill secures. And, I mean, that's what kind of cost it for them. Yeah,
they were pounding each other. I mean, like I said, there was no lack of focus fire there. The guy just would not die. He refused. I refuse to die.
So we got Crimson Strait coming up next. We're going to touch on Alpine Peaks on map strat real quick. Just give you guys a quick recap of what we just saw.
All right, let me flip the map there.
So what Team 2 did that I haven't seen yet is they tried to take a Vapor Eagle up to India 10 or I-9, excuse me, to capitalize on the very, very tippy top, right? He had some trouble jumping up there initially, but eventually got into like I-10. The rest of the team went up there as well, and then you had Team 1 just basically gunned it for the very top of the mountain. This was never about Gamma. It was about controlling this mountain for both these teams.
And yeah, that Huntsman, like in the beginning from Team 2, he got a Pi and he came across the top and he didn't see them. I think that Pi actually saw him and was trying to get set up and get their other guys over. They sent a Vapor Eagle up here to F10 for long range support. And then he had to come down over here to, reposition because the entire fight in Scrum took place in H9, H10 on Try Hard Hill.
Yep.
That was great. That was just the highlight of that fight was that freaking Mark II. With that Ghostwalker, geez, he ramming speed and went down there and just turned his guns loose. And Pi was just annihilating him, but he just, like I said, he refused to die. Sometimes you can do that. But, from team, What happened?
Oh,
well.
Get Crimson straight on the thing and swap their sides if you haven't already. We gotta
I'm
give
sorry.
Team 1 their 5 minutes, and we'll talk about Crimson straight real quick.
I'm pushing the wrong buttons. Crimson straight. But in that last one, that ATM guy, you can't leave an ATM alone. You just can't. They will destroy everything on your team if you do not go after them.
They
or
did
do
a really
something
good
about
job
them.
of covering him too, you know. So like he was never really alone. He wasn't on his own, so he could always fall back to his team, even if they tried to get within mid range to kind of focus him down.
We picked on him, or I was picking on him a little bit for those jump jets, but look what he did. He went up high on the first, like Mount Everest, and then he went up on that other damn high mountain. Like, you can't get him, and he can do whatever he wants. So that was pretty good.
Did you swap sides for these teams yet?
I think I did. Yeah, I did.
Okay. All right, they got 5 minutes. Team 1. Team 1's going to be Spinach this time around, and we're going straight into Crimson Straight. The cap is Epsilon, so we're definitely going to see a bit of a fight over there in Charlie 3.
Yeah, Epsilon as a position, it makes this a little bit more, it makes this different. You know, Island is very powerful from Team 2, whereas Charlie 4, Charlie 5, these areas around here are very powerful for Team 1. And you can even like split it out. I'm sorry about my arrows, guys. So, splitting out into D5 is pretty good. I mean, it depends, you know, on what the Team 2 does relative to either taking Island, running here to Island, or running something up Kappa and running down your throat. So like, you know, depends what they do, depends what their build outs are. Epsilon is key in this, and whoever takes it first can kind of dictate a little bit what the other team has to do and the pressure on them. So
Yeah.
Team 1 is locked.
This is going to be 4 assaults and 1 light, I believe. No, that's not right. It's what is
That's
it?
right.
Is it? I thought it was 1 medium.
Drop 4. 1 medium, 1 heavy, 3 assaults.
Yeah, that's right.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yes, that's right. Drop 4. Okay. Very good. And Team 1 is locked, and Team 2 is locked.
Yes.
All right, guys, here we go. This is Div F, but these guys are just like, they are really going at it. And like,
They're showing some potential.
I'm getting a lot of energy from both sides here.
Yeah, and it's just
But
back
they are
and
doing
forth
a
on the
good
scores
job.
too, because like
I saw no overheats in that one.
I thought Pi was just gonna continue to wipe the board, and then Spinach came back, on the last map on Alpine and just got
All right, so
10
we're getting
points.
down to Crimson Straight. Now, Crimson Straight, there's something about putting heat sinks in your legs, I've heard. I've never done it. And I've heard a couple of the guys who do stats tell me that sometimes it does help with your heat. But I don't see it. I'm usually too busy. All right, so just waiting on the dropships to come in. Coyote, did I lose you?
No, I'm here.
Oh,
I was
okay.
just gonna say, for Crimson Straight, with Epsilon being the cap, they're definitely gonna be fighting over from Island most likely. But I mean, there's always a possibility that they don't, and they just go straight to the city and turn it into a brawl.
I kicked my computer a few times just to make sure. All right, so again, with these guys all over the planet, we're having a little bit of a delay in the connection. Yeah, man, Island is super powerful in this one, especially with Gamma. If you can get some long-range stuff in there, you can deny cap. You can punish anybody who comes over in that direction towards Epsilon.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but, I don't know. What do you think is the strength of the other side? I mean, like, you've got buildings, and you can poke. I guess that's it. So, like, if you get some Pop-Tarters going on.
We have a hold.
All right. Oh, got a hold called. We may be having some connection issues again.
Capture and hold the resource points. Stop any hostiles that get in your way.
There's cursing going on regarding Walmart internet connections. You know, when I used to play this game, one of the guys in one of my old units when I was in Merrick, he used to play over he was a trucker, and he would play in his truck. Oh, here we go. At 9:30, we're going to go. Everybody's go, go, go.
All right, here they go.
All right, I've got Phantom Ogres in exile. They're heading towards Island, it looks like.
What kind of mechs do they got?
Minister and an Annihilator. I got I don't even know, a Rifleman 2C, a Mark 2B, a Warhammer 2C. Is that a Black Knight? What is that? It's not a Black Knight.
Black Lantern?
Certainly not.
Black Lantern.
Black Lantern. It's a Black Lantern.
So from SPNC, you can already see that Hunter Shock and the Rifleman 2C already has shots on the enemy. They also have a Viper C and a Stalker 5S, Mark 2B, and a Direwolf Prime. They are very slow at the moment. Hopefully Red doesn't take advantage of them taking their time.
Phantom Ogres and Exiles on the cap. I don't see any challenge from the mechanized regulars.
The Viper's on the way.
Oh, here he comes. He's coming around the side. Okay, Phantom Ogres and Exile takes the cap. They're counting tickets. And we've got, is this the Vulcan? Yeah, here comes, oh, it's a Viper. A Viper. Interesting. I haven't seen a Viper in comp in a long time. And he's coming around. And they've got, Pie's got full cap. Okay, and here comes the Viper. He's coming up on the Black Lantern on cap, and they've already, Pie has Overwatch from the island, and they're putting a little hurt down on the
This is really good.
Viper.
This is really good for the Viper. If he can force that Black Lantern away, just with what he just did, he can.
And there's a strike on cap.
It's all right. He's got to take this cap. He's looking for an opportunity to do so.
All right.
He just doesn't have any support from his team yet. They're still waddling their way up.
All right, and the mechanized regulars are getting a rifleman in position who's trading a little bit and shooting at the Black Lantern. It looks like Pie's got their setup going on for the island. What's going on over here? Okay, mechanized regulars are heading down the tubes, down the alleyways, streetways towards the cap. We're already at 44 tickets. The Black Lantern's taking a little bit of damage there. You better be very careful with that rifleman backup, you know, from the mechanized.
Yeah, he just got support finally, so the Viper can actually kind of take the cap. But mechanized regulators or SPNC needs to start trading with Island so that he can do so, because right now he's the only target. And if you're the only target trying to take the cap, you're not going to get it.
Yeah, and everybody likes to shoot at you. So, all right, so the mechanized regulars are getting some backup here. They're coming across the backside of Epsilon, and they're starting to trade a little bit at long range. AC2 and ER fire. Oh, getting particle cannons coming from the island too. I think a furious AC2 fighting going on here. Ghostwalkers trading with two guys. A strike goes down and Hunter Shock takes some damage in that Rifleman 2C. The Black Lantern is getting shot at by the rifleman down near Epsilon. And Darth Vader's trying to take the cap, but every time he does, he's getting furiously assaulted from the island.
He doesn't have a choice. The rest of his team can't cap that. He's the only one that can, given his smaller profile.
And they're really torturing that Black Lantern. He's doing a good job staying alive. He's taking lots of fire from differing angles. Look at that Rifleman 2C. Hunter Shock's got a really good position.
Darth Vader's on the cap.
He's
He's taking some hits, but it's just not enough. The rest of the team needs to scream for him. And if they can get the Black Lantern down, that'll definitely help the Viper take that cap.
All right, the Black Lantern backed off a little bit, which is smart. All right, and they've got the cap. All they have to do is deny now. And it's a good thing. They got to keep that. Black Lantern should make it a point to stay alive. Right now, the majority of the mechanized regulars are across the backside of Epsilon, and they're trading with the island. But the island, it's a very powerful position. Look at the percentages. The mechanized regulars have more of their paint chipped than the Phantom Ogres and Exile, who are doing a very good job holding down the cap and denying.
This Direwolf Prime is actually doing a lot of work right now. But they are at the 5-minute mark, even with the disconnect hold at the beginning. So they're actually in a position where they can still cap and win.
Oh, this Viper, he didn't see the Black Lantern. And the Black Lantern comes up behind him. He overextended a little bit. He takes little bits of scratch damage. And the Viper retreats as he should. He's got to get out of there. Got to reposition. And he repositions. It's just a trade. It's just going to be a trade back and forth here. Another strike. Direwolf Prime Mark II takes some damage from that strike on the cap.
We might lose the Mad Cat 2B here in just a second. He's 57%.
And looking at the percentages, both sides are actually doing a good job chipping paint here back and forth. Couple of good solid salvos going on. Oh, we got a shutdown on the Direwolf Prime here near the cap. The cap is flipping. Oh, and the Minister was down. The cap is flipped. Darth Vapor on the cap is able to flip it. Oh, ouch! Another
he needs to
strike.
just stay on it. He just needs to stay on it. You know, you can't keep moving off and on of it. He's just going to take more damage. But
and
Black Lantern D is fighting the Rifleman 2C by itself. He's trying to deny that
he comes
cap.
up behind. The Black Lantern's throwing himself into the fire. Blender action! Ouch! He goes down.
If Darth Vapor can steal the cap, they might still have a chance of coming back in this, but they needed it a little while ago.
And Mechanized Regulars takes the cap. How is that Direwolf alive? 17%.
Only 3 minutes left in the match.
Give that guy a medal. All right. And then they're still trading across. Okay, everybody's hurt on both sides. My goodness. Phantom Ogres and Exiles Phantom Ogres and Exiles down by 2 mechs. The Mechanized Regular are down by 1 mech. But look at the percentages. Everybody's busted up.
Yeah, the way the time is sitting right now, too, like the Mechanized Regulators, Spinach needs to kill these 3 so they can cap something else. Otherwise, they might as well just forget it.
And Phantom Ogres is taking a power position in the water. They're advancing towards the cap. And we get a Wolfbane goes down. Ghostwalker destroys Wolfbane. Rifle 2 and C. Oh, that's ouch. Going across that water. Ouch, ouch. It hurts. It's painful to look. Owie. But look at the percentages. My goodness. Morbid Chancellor makes it across the water. He gets to some cover. He was able to traverse. And the Mechanized Regulars are pushing forward, going after that Warhammer 2C. The percentage is 19s and 20s and 30 percentages.
Morbid Chancellor needs help from that Mad Cat 2B on the island. But, I mean, it's probably smart if he just mainstays in that position. Mechanized Regulators needs to push that Mad Cat, get him down, and take as many caps as they can in order to secure total victory.
Morbid Chancellor takes down Darkfire with the Warhammer 2C. He's still alive.
He's down.
Oh, there we go.
He finally went down. Oh, no.
Look at that Viper, 17%. And Tech moves forward. The Rifleman 2C goes past him. What's happening? I don't think the Rifleman 2C has weapons. He's running. He's going to run and hide. Oh, but Tech saw he was going to do that. He turns around and takes him out. The Mark IIB is going after this Mark II, other Mark II who doesn't have any weapons. He's trying to clean up the. He cleaned up the line.
That's
he
it.
Did it.
All he needs to do is retake the cap, and they have secured victory for this match.
I didn't expect that. What a turnaround at the end there, Pi. I thought the Mechanized Regulars had it when they took the cap back and were able to get down but aggression again on Pi's side. They pushed across. Well done. Like that Warhammer 2C. That was epic. He's like 4 guys shooting at him. He still makes it, and he gets a kill. All right, so let's see. Tex 4417's got the cap. He's going to flip it. And then I think that'll be it, won't it? Yes, it will.
That'll be it for this match. And then we move on to Frozen City, which is our 250 tons and 1 duplicate.
So Pi's going to take this one. And, that was very astute of Tech to turn around and see those guys making for the hills, because if you lose somebody visually, it makes it very hard to find them. And then it comes down to cap numbers. But I guess it really didn't matter, did it? Because Pi had control the whole time. Yeah, they did. They had the most tickets the whole time.
Yeah, that Viper C wasn't able to get there to really contest the cap. So the Black Lantern being able to get up there with his mask and get that full cap really put him at a disadvantage.
Okay, publishing. We'll have to take a look at the builds that the mechanized regulars had on that one because it took them a really long time to get up to the cap. All right, so damage numbers. Let's see. This is the Pi side. Wow, 926 in that Warhammer 2C. Unbelievable. 786 in the Mark 2B by Tech. Wolfvane, 766. On the other side, we've got in Spinach. We've got the Direwolf Prime did 843 damage in Hunter, and then Hunter Shock in the Rifleman 2C did 705. Jeez, lots of damage both sides. You know, you got to strip that assault armor.
No real team damage of note, but the Warhammer 2C Boiler did 9 components destroyed, along with his 926 damage. So pretty good. Really, really good showing for them. Having one mech left in the fight. They honestly could have had more mechs left at the end, but you know, it played out how it did, and that's where we're at.
What about map strat?
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna flip teams.
Go ahead and throw Frozen City up next.
Okay, teams are flipped. Oh, Frozen City. Nightmares about Frozen City.
Capus Theta.
Do you have map strat up?
I do.
Map strat.
Crimson Straight is up right now. If you want to touch on that, I'll give.
All right, very good. 5. Team 2, they pushed guys to the island and set up very powerful position. Their Black Lantern ran around, grabbed Epsilon, and then spent most of the game sitting around here, which was a good idea because, like, you know, you keep the other guys off the cap. From the other side, Team 1, they ran a Viper around towards Epsilon, and they also ran a Rifleman around towards Epsilon who provided good covering fire. Their assaults meandered their way across and came across and set up behind the cap. Then we got a lot of trading going back and forth across. The Black Lantern actually went across down here and was tucked in. Whoop, not that far. That's too far. Hold on. There we go. He tucked himself in down around here a little bit, and the Viper came down and went over here, didn't see him, and was looking towards the island when the Black Lantern, there was a little bit of a scrum here for a few seconds, and, you know, each side backed off, and then it just turned down towards the end. The mechanized flipped the cap, and Pi had to push, and they pushed in and were able to secure the win.
Yeah, Team 1 definitely, they were just, I don't even know why they spawned assaults in Charlie. They needed to spawn more of their stuff in Bravo, just so they could get there sooner. They could have spawned their Viper, their 3 assaults in Bravo, and gotten to Epsilon with more of control. I think they might have had their lances mixed up. You know, maybe they weren't using map strats to really capitalize on, you know, where their lance placement is, because they did spawn in, like, Alpha, Charlie. I mean, maybe initially before the disconnect hold was called, you know, like maybe they were planning to do some kind of saddle push. I mean, these guys haven't really been doing anything, you know, normal, right? But I mean, still though, you want to be as close to the cap as possible, especially with your cap mech. Well,
it may have actually been. I may have drawn those arrows around. That might have been a shade error, like which drop I put them on with the arrows I drew. They may have dropped in Bravo. I didn't. I'll have to look at the replay.
That's all right.
Sorry about that. That's my fault.
No, you're good. I just remember like their assaults were, you know, further back by Gamma, and it's just, you know, it was like watching elephants try to cross the entire continent of Africa.
All right. So now we're coming up to Frozen City. Now, Frozen City, the Capus Theta. What's the mix here? This is 250-ton limit, 1 duplicate mech chassis allowed. And do we still have map strap up? Team 1's locked. Team 2's got 5 minutes. Is map strat up?
It is.
Oh, thank you. All right. So, like from Team 1 side, you can take D5, very powerful position. D6 if you're going to use a long range strat. From Team 2, depending on what you do, I've seen people run mechs across from Alpha to the top here near the drop ship and trade a little bit further up. I've seen them run them down here. I've seen them run them over here. It depends what you're going to do, and it depends what your setup is, as it is every time. I've also seen people run brawls from both sides, which all I have to do is run an arrow directly across because
Yeah, exactly.
that's what happens.
They're just going to cross that 6 line, and they might, I mean, they could like go around Fox 7, Golf 7, maybe do like a wider approach. But I mean, like if you're going to brawl, I mean, you're probably going to have like 2 assassins, 2 linebackers, some kind of like maybe 2 Vulcans to really optimize your strat, and you're just going to go in there. You're going to go for the fattest thing you see, and you just take the legs off of it.
Now your arrows are more accurate than mine. Most teams are more intelligent than my drawing because nobody runs straight like that. Some people do, but
KDCM does.
Oh, ouchie!
Well, I'm not wrong. They do.
I say nothing. Okay, team. We're gonna go down here. Here we go. Is everything's correct? Okay, here we go. All right, let me erase this.
All right, I'm going to bring up the scores as they stand currently, and we'll get a good eyeball on who's winning at the moment. And scores are populating, and we have 26 points for Phantom Ogres. Hold on.
Hi.
Populate those scores again.
All right, so cold map, a lot of hills, a lot of buildings, places to hide if you want to. A lot of good places to trade from both sides.
Real quick, Pi has 31 points and Spinach has 22. So either side could pull away with more points after this matchup. So either Pi's going to have 40 or Spinach is going to have 30, and they'll be about tied. So we'll see what happens here in the this last match.
And inside the wall. What's going on here?
Get out of the wall! Get out of the wall! It's a trap!
Below the building, above the building, below the terrain. All right, we're just waiting for the teams to load in. Oh, and here they come.
All right, I've got the mechanized regulators. I'll call them out real quick. You have Hunter Shock in a Charger 1A1, some Brawl possibly. Darth Vapor in a Vapor Eagle 1. Mesdeny in a Cataphract 4X. You have Darkfire in a Commando 2D and Ghostwalker at Fleet 20. What do you have for Pi?
Pi has a Commando, a Quick Draw IV4, a Crab 27B, that's a Dervish 7D, and another quick. Oh no, dual Quick Draws, baby! Bring out the pain.
The Quick Draws have 2 MRM30s apiece, and you have Kirby the Fowl and the Crab 27 with a 1 large pulse, 4 medium pulse laser, and 1 ER mead, kind of a every laser that you'd ever want kind of build. The Commando 2D is making a move towards the top here on the right. He's not even go for the cap. What's going on here?
All decks. Where's that Commando going? My goodness. He's always getting intel. He's being a Commando. All right, he's taking a look. Mechanized regulars have taken up a high position here across Theta. They've taken the cap and they're counting tickets. Pi's coming up, staying grouped, and they're wrapping around. Now they're running into one another. We're getting a little bit of trade.
Spinach is coming up from behind with the wolf or the flea and the Commando. I think they might have walked into a bit of a trap. If they don't hurry up and kill this Charger, they're going to start losing mechs on the backside most likely.
Wrapped, and now the little guys are getting the backs. Crab turns around. He notices what's going on. He's turning around. He's returning some fire. The flea and Commando are fading and harassing that Crab. Crab returns his fire to the front. We're getting some just punching back and forth. Termination with extreme prejudice in the front. Ooh. A lot of SRMs. MRMs flying. Wolfthane in the Quick Draw is taking lots of damage. His percentages are down to 36%.
Yeah, Nesdany in the Cataphract is about to go down possibly as well. But not before he takes out Wolfthane. One of the Quick Draw IV4s is down. They still have one quick draw on the field. Let's see if they can get something done with it. Tech and the grungy one both secure kills on Spinach right there.
For Cataphract, mechanized regulars are down to 2 mechs. A flea and a commander. They've only got their lights left. Oh, those lights are going to have a time. They've got to do some serious work, some serious maneuvering. Turn on your lag shields, baby.
With these two being light, I mean, they really have no choice but to just like kind of do hit and runs. If they try to like stand in front of these guys and just absorb damage, they're gonna die. They have to keep moving.
Right in the middle.
Oh, both lights get eaten up. Oh, I hope that strike wasn't from one of them.
Lots of damage. You know, look at this. They're lights. One of them should run and ditch.
Grudgy 1 secures a kill on the Commander 2D. Nice shot. Flea 20 running for its life. He's secured 78 tickets for his team, but he's the last one up. He needs to stay alive, possibly. If it might be too late. Let's see what happens.
Good job.
No real leg damage, though. He might be able to hide, but if this Commando stays with him, he's probably going to go down.
Yeah, it's too late. Look at the numbers.
Oh,
like
yeah.
there are too many tickets. Or they're not, excuse me, there are not enough tickets. Well done by Pi there. Look at that. They got in the scrum, even though the mechanized regulars brought up those light guys in the back, Pi was able to just overwhelm the front line and then turn around and, you know, little guys versus big guys, it becomes very hard.
If they would have sent something else, maybe a little bit heavier on the backside, if possible, they might have been able to squeeze them a little bit better, but probably would have been just better if the lights would have just stayed on the same side as the rest of the team.
Possibly so. You know, they turned that crab in the beginning, but the crab turned his attention and had some discipline and turned his guns back towards the front where everybody was concentrating fire. And that probably was very helpful. Like, you know, I did get a good look. I did not get a good look at the Pi lights during that fight. Were they in the front in the scrum? I think they were.
Yeah, they were. They didn't even go for the cap, really, so they were with their team the entire time, just kind of waiting for Spinach to make a move. And again, you know, it comes down to, you know, like, if you have the cap, why go after the enemy team? They could have just, you know, capped that, maybe picked a position underneath next to Theta and just kind of hung out for a little bit. They didn't have to push right away.
The Pi guys, they were all brawl. I think the mechanized regulars weren't they?
I believe so, yes. Phantom Ogres in Exile is going to take this match. I'll be bringing up the scores here soon to tell you who the winner of this Division F was. In the meantime, Shade, why don't you tell us about the damage here?
On publishing stats. Got it. Okay, let's take a look. On the Pi side, we've got the grungy one, and the Dervish did 626 damage with 2 kills. My goodness, that's the high end on their side. Followed by Morbid Chancellor and a quick draw 4 with 482. On the SPNC side, Spinach, we got 419 and the Cataphracts 4X. Oh, the Cataphracts are good ones. Isn't that the LBX 10 build? Probably.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, we'll have to ask him afterwards. And then we got followed up by Darth Vapor of 394 and the Vigo 1. What? Any war crimes there?
No, actually, highest team damage was from one of the quick draws. And you know how that is. You know, you release the MRMs, you can't really pull it off right away.
Oh, yeah, you just, like, sandblast everything in sight. Yeah. It's great.
Grungy 1, 626 damage. Components destroyed. You actually had 3 members of Ogres, or Pi, taking 4 components apiece. So Morbid Chancellor, the Commando 1D, and the Dervish 7D piloted by the Grungy 1. So Tech with 4 as well. So a lot of components destroyed.
Oh no, Bear Claw's asking me for something. Oh, I hope I didn't do anything. What? I didn't cuss, did I?
No, you should be fine. But let's focus on. I'm going to bring up the scores for this.
Oh, okay. Hang on. Can you give me map strat?
Yeah. Just let me do the scores real quick, and then we'll do that. So, final scores for the matchup is Phantom Ogres in Exile with 41 points, Mechanized Regulators with 23. So Phantom Ogres in Exile is securing quite a few points there. that is a good match for them today. Definitely awesome job on their part.
Yeah, and that's a good comeback. Like in the standings, they're gonna bring their average up really well there, so it'll help them in the rest of the tournament here going on. All right, can you flip me to map check?
On map check.
All right. So team 1, the Pie guys, they ran down Bravo down here. Whoops, that's a bad. Darn it. Got to stop that shaking. No. All right. So team 1 came down here through Delta 5 and they went up through Echo 4. Team 2, which were the mechanized regulars, they sent a couple of guys up here and then they sent their lights down through to Theta. The Theta lights scooped on the Pie guys who were coming up to Echo 4. A huge disaster happened right here with the scrum and the blender, which is great. Good fighting. The lights that came up behind the Pie guys were trying to distract, but they weren't able to get enough distraction going on, whereas the Pie guys were able to concentrate the majority of their mini death ball fire on the enemy. It turned into a big scrum. In the end, the Pie guys were able to maximize their damage efficiency and take out the enemy mechs, winning the game. Or, excuse me, winning the match.
Right.
That was a very well-executed death ball.
All right, we're going to pull these guys in for interview time, so just give us a couple minutes, and we're going to talk about what happened. Hello, Tech and Sappernick. Welcome.
Hey, how's it going,
guys?
Mitch?
Hey, Darkfire's going to pop in here, actually. But, yeah, I'll give my 2 cents worth real quick. A real good match with Pi/314. So, real good. They did good comeback from TMP from last week, and a loss for us. So that's the way it goes.
Yeah, last week was not our finest hour at all. Not even our finest 5 seconds, to be honest.
But I'm going to invite Ghost and Darkfire will be in here actually to interview with you guys.
Ghost is here. I sent him an invite. He's right here now.
Yeah, and by all means, give a holler out to them. Thanks for you guys shoutcasting.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate that. What you guys do, and to everybody else, I said hi. But I'm actually going to bail. I'll let Ghost and Darkfire, I think, is going to pop in here as well. But I just wanted to give a congrats to Pi real quick /314 for kicking ass, doing a good job.
Copy that.
Hey,
Thank you very much.
Thanks, man. It's always fun playing you guys. It really is.
Alrighty, bro. But you know where to find me. I'll be floating around. But I'll talk to you guys later. Okay.
All right. So we watched all your matches. We saw everything that happened. 3.14 coming out with 41 points there at the end. Good job on for that. Can you guys tell me exactly what might have been some of your shortcomings, though, even though you ended up winning some of your matches? Like, what was kind of the, any problems that you guys might have had, as far as for Spinach or for Ogres? Looks like we might have had a disconnect there. Hello.
I lost connect.
Is everybody here? Hello? Darkfire, Ghost, Tech?
That was interesting.
Yeah, there was a disconnect on the Discord server. That was really interesting.
Okay.
Anyways,
I thought it was me for a minute there.
EMP
Terrified.
So that last Frozen City match, you guys had kind of like a pincer on the other team with the flea and the commando coming up from behind, but it kind of left you guys short on the front. Who was it that got beat up? Pie, right? No. Spinach. You guys weren't fighting with your all 5 of your guys. What happened?
We went to the top and we saw that there was a person as a group, so we moved to reinforce the rest of our team so that we wouldn't just be 2 on top.
I see.
Pretty much what he said.
No, it's okay. You guys came down to the end with everybody trading, and like the damages on each side, everybody was torn up, and it like, oh my goodness, like towards the end, I was sitting on the edge of my chair seeing what was going to happen, like who was going to be able to pull off the kills on each side.
Which drop was that? Crimson City or Crimson Street?
Man. Crimson City was crazy. Pi did a really good job towards the end, pushing across Epsilon. That was one of the highlights. And that Warhammer 2C, my goodness, 9 lives on that guy as he went across and like just 8 shells left and right, but was able to secure a kill.
Oh, I agree with that. That thing would not die.
Yeah, we so the plan was, as you saw, is we hunkered down on the island with my Mad Cat and the Warhammer, doing support from the island with the Annie and the Rifleman off to the side of the island. We were trying to get overlapping fields of fire, and we had our Black Lantern obviously try and get lead on cap, and then we hoped to hold and scrape you guys every time you went for the cap to deny. It just worked out really well. Like, we were really flowing. We were communicating very heavily with components, damage, strikes. When the Warhammer pushed across, though, I had to back off due to a strike, and somebody said Morbid, who was driving our Warhammer, is like, he's about to get destroyed on that walk, and
yeah, wasn't he in
somehow
the
he made it
Warhammer
across.
2C? He was in the Warhammer 2C, and his left torso was just getting slammed. I think I was highlighting that as he was walking across, and he kept it. He kept his left torso as he crossed, which was pretty amazing.
Yeah, that was an all-around perfect game for us as far as the plan we went in with was executed the way we hoped it would go, considering we've been experimenting with strategies and drop callers. So for a first game after recovering from the Timp game, it's good to see things work the way we had intended.
Another highlight in the games that we saw today was on Alpine with the mechanized regulars.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That just YOLO from the Mark IIc just running into the face of everybody, and like, what a mess. And that did his job, and it was just a slam fest there. Like, armor was flying, and the ATMs were, it's just slinging ATMs down. I loved it.
Yeah, the Huntsman Prime, I believe, with the ATMs was definitely the highest damage on that field. Were you guys expecting the ATMs at all?
No, honestly. We expected none of what they did. So I was in that Vapor Eagle, and I went to where I did because our plan was that they'd eventually walk the pathway to go for the cap zone. So as they walked the path, I would be peppering with the PPCs as my guys pushed up the hill to fire down. Truthfully, I don't think we actually planned for them to just walk right up the hill and beat us there.
Yeah.
So
we didn't plan for you to be doing the same thing as well. We expected you to be up there sniping at us, and we were going to try and catch you from behind. Well, imagine my surprise when I pop that hill and there all of you are.
Well, one of the big problems was, and I take full responsibility, is there was a miscommunication. I told them to back down the hill to try and rotate towards me when actually I should have been rotating to them. So I kind of screwed up the plan very heavily. So I take the blame for that one. Very stupid thought on my process.
So I did notice something interesting, Darkfire, when you guys were fighting Pi on Alpine Peaks, your Kentaro actually left the fight to go get the cap, but he was still combat optimal, like you could have still fought. Why?
Yeah.
Why'd you?
He had.
Was that
I him purely to shoot him in the back, so all he had was SRMs and small lasers, and he was already getting pounded. I couldn't get close enough to any of them to do anything without getting destroyed. So they just sent me back to go get the cap real quick and join up if I could.
Yeah, that Kentaro, being off on its own and everything, not only risky, but I mean, you guys were fighting a mech down. That could have, definitely swung things in Pi's favor on Alpine Peaks for sure. So, I mean, you did what you had to do, but I mean, you need to keep your mechs together for the most part.
You do have to utilize what you have, and if he's ineffective and he can't do anything at range, you utilize a resource to help you win the game, and I think that was a pretty good idea to send him down there.
Yeah, our advantage there was all of us were between them and the cap. So if they wanted to also send one of their guys to chase me after the cap, they'd have had to go through all of our guys to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So we accidentally had a nice wall between them and the cap that we made full use of.
Yeah, I mean, when we did a preseason scrimmage against Arsenal on that map with the same drop deck setup, we took that high ground where Arsenal tried to push the valley. We pinned them, and they tried to come the ramp, and we actually used the cap as leverage. Where during the drop, I sent our medium to go cap it, so that they either had to push the hill, wipe us and cap, or go to the cap and take damage the whole way there. And you guys kind of did the same thing, if you ask me, because if we didn't push the hill, we would have to go for the cap. So that's how I saw it, at least. It made it where we had to make a choice that was a risk versus reward, and just so happened we both had the same idea as far as that hill went.
Yeah, I know. When you guys were on Terra Therma, you pulled off one of my favorite maneuvers that I saw during your matchups, and it was the flank with the lights with the Sun Spider that came in from the front, basically squeezing. I believe was it Spinach that was in the Gulf 8 Fox 8 pass. When you guys got flanked, like how did you guys react initially, and what was your plan, Darkfire?
Well, we were actually expecting that to happen. I had just turned around to watch for them trying to do that. And as soon as I called out, hey, that's what I'm doing, there they were. But so they came a little faster than we expected. We weren't able to react in time.
I see. Yeah, you guys had the cap, you had good cap control, but you were just you were stuck in basically, a really, really bad spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. Sorry.
Okay, it's a good pinch maneuver. It was well timed and well executed.
That was something that when we were going through the maps last night, we were really thinking about it, because we set up plans for both sides of the map, obviously, like most everybody does. And yeah, Wolfane was actually calling on that one. He just called at the exact time. He's like, hey, it's time for us to pull the flank, because now is our window. So I said, all right, I'm following you in. And we just took off, and I can't say I turned the corner and I saw Darkfire's rifleman spinning towards me, and I'm like, shit, we're gonna get caught. And I don't know if I can curse or not, my bad.
You're good.
And there he was staring right towards us, and it's just like, all right, I'm just gonna hit and run straight through him, do what I can, force them back if I can. Grungy and our Sun Spider pushed. I tried to call him back at the last second because I was like, this didn't work as planned entirely.
Your Sun Spider did 440 damage on that push. So, I mean, it wasn't without merit, you know what I mean? He had the 6 SRM6s. He went in right about the same time that your lights were coming around the back, basically creating a situation where Darkfire and his team needed to basically react. Do we shoot the Sun Spider? Do we engage the lights? And it kind of turned into a situation of that nobody wants to be in, where you're getting pressed from both sides.
I mean, definitely when he pushed, in my head I was thinking worst case scenario, he's going to push and get destroyed immediately, which he did get destroyed pretty quickly after making the push, but I didn't know the damage he had put out because I was too busy running for my life to get out of there and regroup, and it ended up working, and it was a brilliant play by Wolfane, who was doing our calling on that one, and timing was perfect, the calling was perfect. It was just couldn't ask for anything better on that.
I definitely want to see more from both of you guys, both your teams, over the course here, and we'll see what happens in the standings. Still a long way to go.
Yep. It's definitely not over.
Yeah, another 6 weeks, but I look forward to it. This is a lot of fun.
Oh, yes, it is. I do love playing against you guys.
Yeah, same with you. You guys are always a fun time, except last season, the last run where you're doing the dad jokes and I was losing my shit.
I almost got kicked out for that.
Uh-oh.
But, yeah, otherwise, the one thing we definitely want to do is rebound from our performance against Temp, because Temp is a good team, but we did not play to our best. I can definitely say that. So, hopefully we did.
Well, that's all the time we got for today. Congratulations, Pi, on your 41 points, and congratulations, Spinach, on your 23. Keep moving forward, keep fighting, and we're looking forward to your matches coming up for the rest of Division F. Just keep at it. Shade, you got anything?
Yeah, definitely, man.
No, I'm out of here.
I just want to say real quick, thanks for casting, guys. It's really cool and fun when you guys do that for us, and all my guys appreciated it and loved it. So
Yeah,
can't wait to watch the replay.
absolutely.
We appreciate it
I
too.
will have the replay here in just a minute.
And I'm sure I'll be seeing you guys in faction play because I go in there a lot with my unit.
We try to get into faction play as much as possible, but with comp, like we've just been so busy. It's just really takes all of our time.
No, understandable.
Yep.
Yep.
So that's gonna do it for us tonight. That was Division F. That was the Ogres versus Ogres 3.14 versus the Mechanized Regulators Spinach. Pi taking the win today. We're going to be looking forward to more Division F matches as we go forward. Thanks for watching. I was casting with Shade03. We both enjoyed casting this match a lot, and we hopefully look forward to casting more matches for all of you in the future. Have a good day.